A long time ago. Where did I meet you, Chris?
Respectables maybe? Probably Respectables, yeah.
Probably downtown West Palm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably through Rodney.
And Chris and I were born in the same hospital in Bahamas. Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, wow.
our connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was the midwife in the hospital.
Right.
And
Responsible that she delivered me.
I could have.
She was there. Seriously, she was there at the time.
Yeah, I was there.
So,
Wow, that's kinda cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. So what, are you guys the same age, or?
that's classified.
Ah.
I'm probably older.
There's really no way to tell
Yeah.
because, you know, without farm equipment. But I've known Chris a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
You know, we've been through thick and thin.
Yeah. He used to have a building, that he had a building that he renovated in downtown West Palm Beach. And, I was delivering pizzas after a hurricane at the time. And it was really busy because a lot of the power was out. So, you know, the power, I'd go down the streets and there'd be like a power out on one side of the street, and extension cords running to the other side of the street to power up whoever was still there.
Yeah.
And so I was delivering a lot of pizzas because people were out of power. And he gives
Yeah.
me a call, and he's in New York City. He's like, Chris, someone broke into my building. He has a building downtown.
Oh.
So I showed up at his building, and there was although he had the bars over the window, there was the glass was broken, the door was, someone had broken in, or tried to break in, the door
Oh, the
was,
smaller one on the one-story one?
yeah, the smaller one in the back with they had the
Yeah,
lab
yeah.
in it.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then he said, can you secure the building for me? Or you said, and you said the cop's showing up, so you talked to the cop on your phone, or I did. The cop was fine. I don't know if you talked to him, he got a report, and then he said, Chris, if you want to stay in the building until I get back, because I was kind of staying at my sister's in different places, so I was like, okay, so I moved into the building.
Right.
And then you came back there one morning, I was sleeping under a table by the kitchen, like a sleeping bag. I don't leave the door open. You come in with your like fancy sunglasses, with this like fancy model, there's like this girl, and I hear someone like, who's that guy? And
Because the table.
yeah, because I don't even know if you knew I actually taken you up an offer, but I was sitting down in a sleeping bag.
He was sleeping at the base of my kitchen table,
Yeah,
and you were there for like a couple months, right?
yeah, I was there for a couple months. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was fine. 'Cause,
Yeah,
no, it worked out just fine.
This was in New York.
No, this is in West Palm, downtown West Palm.
So I said, what's a rent? And David said, 2 coconuts a day. So I said, okay, because all these coconuts have fallen because of the hurricane. So I went to Paul's Hardware, and I bought this machete from Brazil, really nice. And whenever I deliver pizzas, load up the coconuts. So I'd open up 2 coconuts and put them in the fridge at night. That was my rent. And then I'd like work till late at night. I'd hear him come in the morning and be like, he'd open the coconut, he'd drinking the coconut juice. That was my rent. But I saved up a lot of money because I was
That's a good
delivering
gig, yeah.
pizzas, so I was making a lot of money.
But the kitchen table always turns. And now I'm staying with him,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, years later, so you're staying at my place.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it works, right?
Yeah.
Well, help each other.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
interesting
Who
times.
else has a story to tell about the background? That's so interesting.
About what?
What,
What was the story about?
yeah, your life, life
Oh,
stories.
yeah, everybody's stories are so unique and,
No.
yeah.
So you guys, Charles, Scott, and Chris.
Met at Rock Church,
Met
yeah.
at Rock Church?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed
Yeah.
that.
Do they have a rock band playing, or is it like that? Or they just call it the Rock? Oh, that
It
was
was like
in
rock,
Boca?
like the Rock. It was a
There
small
was.
church in the plaza.
In Boca, right?
No, it was in West Palm Beach.
Oh, okay.
West Palm Beach.
Yeah, there was one in Camino like that.
It was this guy who had been like part of the Jesus movement when he was a teenager, and he would tell stories like, Chris, you know the waves I used to surf? That's nothing. See, it's like huge waves. I surf waves like. He was really funny. He was a really nice guy, Mike, and he was interesting guy, yeah. But he was more like a hippie guy, and he would tell us funny stories about growing up in the Jesus movement and stuff. And he told me one story that's really funny, so I'll tell it to you. He said, Chris, he's like, I used to go out witnessing one time. And he said, me and my friend, we were like, we're just gonna go across the country. So he said, we left. We didn't have anything. We were telling people about Jesus. We had this old truck. People would give us gas money. He's like, we got to California. We were down to our last dollar. So he said, we went to a KFC. And we're like, yeah. He's like, we ordered a box of chicken. So it's chicken over here, biscuits over there. He said, there's one piece of chicken left in the box. So my friend and I guess the box was closed, and I said, you can have it. He goes, oh man, you can have it. I go, no, you can have it. So we're arguing over it. He said, I pushed the box to him. He said, Chris, I'm not kidding you. The box was heavy. When I pushed the box to him, there was one piece of chicken, and he opened it. There was 4 more pieces of chicken. There was 2 more biscuits. It was totally full. He's like, God fed us that day. So it was like the miracle of the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, the KFC style. I was like, I'm really happy. He's like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, because when you have faith in God, He's gonna be there in miraculous ways. You can't even imagine. And I'm like, how'd you get to Hawaii? He's like, I think he was just like, I don't even know. But we went to Hawaii. And then he's just like, man, you would have loved it. 70s. He's like, people had long hair. People would pick us up for rides. Preaching. I was like, man, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. What am I doing? I'm in the 90s. Everyone's depressed, looking at the belly button. I think it's like the Grand Canyon, but it's kind of lit. It's like nothing. The 90s was like real depressed. Everyone was like depressed in the 90s. Because I think the music in the 90s, like Smashing Pumpkins, and it was all depressing music. Cranberries, like, let's be sad.
That's interesting, yeah.
The 80s were happy. The 90s.
The 80s were the heydays.
But people will
for
say,
the economy,
the 90s were the sad times.
And then you oppressed
the
everyone.
music kind of steers that direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the medium.
Yeah, the music is a medium type of thing. And there was one guy who said when you change your music, you have to change your culture. It might have been Aristotle or Socrates or something. The music
Or if you
is-
want to know the culture, go study the music.
Yeah.
Get a feel for them.
Right. But music can be a weapon. In a way, think about it.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It's used as huge propaganda.
Yeah.
Captivate people's imaginations.
Okay, everybody think of the place that you've been the farthest away from here, where you are now.
Mm.
So how far have you been away? I mean, how many miles?
Let's see.
Chris, nothing.
France or Germany. That's it. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, not too far.
Where is it?
France or Germany, which is further? I don't know. Probably Germany, I guess.
Germany.
Germany, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Germany.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know your name.
I don't know. I don't know if St. Thomas is further in Peru, is it? No, probably Peru's farther, right? Yeah.
Is it St. Thomas?
St. Thomas.
Is that an island?
Yeah. I went on a bunch of cruises when I was younger. St. Thomas, St. Croix.
Wow.
There and the
Wow.
yeah, did that. Then I went to Peru with my family once.
Wow.
Your family, where'd you go?
So we went to do missionary work. We went to help some friends that had a church they were planting in Peru, in Cajamarca, which is way up in the north part. So we flew to Lima and stayed there for a few days, and then we got on a bus where they have beds in the bus, and it's like a limo.
Wow.
And you go to sleep and you wake up
Of course you
14,
should do that.
like,
That's
you know,
fun, yeah.
way up in the mountains.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
pretty nice. And they were driving fast.
What mountains?
Dragging fast.
In the Andes Mountains.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, they were beautiful. And we woke up in these valleys, driving next to the Andes Mountains, around these valleys. And
Wow.
all this plush,
Oh my
beautiful
Amazing.
landscape, and it was real pretty. And the Andes Mountains were purple. You could always see them in the background.
Wow.
That was nice. And we went to orphanages and did little skits, and we passed out. We brought a band with us because my friends were from Peru.
Peru?
We just set up our own trip. We didn't do it through the church.
What church was it?
We didn't do it through
Oh.
church. We just got our own tickets and did it. The church wouldn't help us because we weren't under their insurance umbrella. So we just did it on our own.
Where were you born?
Fort Lauderdale.
So you're native
Yeah.
Floridian.
I'll hear more about the trip. So you go to the.
Oh, yeah.
those-
Oh yeah, we had this band, Los Quipos, that was family with my friends from Boca, and Los Quipos, they weren't Christians, but they really liked what we were doing, so they wanted to go with us up in the mountains and minister to orphans. So we did that. They came with us, and
What
our
mountains were those?
Andes Mountains.
Oh, the Andes Mountains.
Yeah, and our friends up there were really excited. We're bringing a band. So we created this big concert. We started they passed out flyers, and then we went out and passed flyers out. We had about 400 people come to this concert. It's a
Wow.
soccer stadium out there, and Los Quipos played, and they kind of altered their songs a little bit, being more Christian. And we went and danced with everybody and played soccer with the kids. And we went to their schools. All these, the way it is there, they have, it's like an orphanage, but it's a public school kind of where all these impoverished people leave their homes, all the kids leave their homes, dirty clothes, and go to the school, and they put clean clothes on them every day and feed them there. And they spend the day there, and then they come home, and they're migrant workers, so it's like one parent with 5 kids, and they're very poor. The social structure is messed up, so they have like food lines and love poverty. Cajamarca used to be where the aristocrats went, and now it's just kind of poor area. But there's some really pretty areas in it also.
And where is what country is this?
Peru.
So
Yeah.
what
Peru. Peru.
Peru, oh, Peru.
Mm-hmm.
Peru.
So what happened after you played?
After we played there, we just kept doing what we were doing with the community, just trying to do outreaches.
Nice. Okay.
And the schools welcomed us, and we went in, and
Nice.
the people we were with,
Yeah.
we could do performances, and the whole school would sit and watch,
Nice.
and we could share the gospel with them, and
Great.
yeah, it was
How long were you there for?
14 days. Yeah.
Now, were they putting you up, or were you just camping?
No,
Or
they let us stay at the hotel. They had a hotel that had no running water. Well, it had running water, but it was very small, trickle.
wow,
It had this little battery thing in the shower that kind of pulsed some water.
wow,
Had a little, but you couldn't go to the bathroom or plumbing because you had to bag everything up
Right.
there. Yeah,
wow,
and use wet wipes.
wow.
And yeah, but we ate really well. We had good, nice little restaurants around there, and we went out to eat a few times with the locals.
Did you just go once and just for a while?
Yeah, it was my only time there. Yeah, and it was pretty neat. It's very interesting the way the culture is.
Yeah.
Um, I went to a bar one night in Lima, and I was telling this guy in front of the bar that I was a missionary there, and he's like, oh, you want to buy some cocaine? And I said, no. Oh, and I said, no, I'm a missionary. He said, oh, then you want some marijuana? Yeah, I hung out with him for a while. I went and got a Bible for him. He was like escaped America because he killed someone and had to leave his whole family and go there and start a whole other family there. And
Yeah.
he was kind of a broken person. And, we hung out. He really appreciated the time talking.
Wow.
And hung out with him.
Great opportunity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, who's next? These stories are awesome.
Josie?
Maybe. The furthest I've been is California from here.
That you,
Okay.
what was it?
California.
Just California.
That, what were you there for? Like, were you?
I grew up there in the Mojave Desert area
You did?
till I was 17, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So it was a very interesting life. There was probably only like 4 houses in our valley. And then
What got you here?
really my parents got a divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you
And then my
remember the name of
mom's
your valley?
family's here. What?
Remember the name of your valley?
Yeah, I lived in Johnson Valley.
It wasn't Yucca Valley?
No,
Yucca?
no, that's where we went shopping.
Yucca.
We had to
Cassava
go
Valley.
to Yucca or Yucca Valley. We used to call it Yucca Valley. So that was 30 minutes away, the grocery store. And the other direction we went to elementary school, so that was 30 minutes the other direction. And
How
we
far
were in between both cities.
How far away from here was that? What?
Gosh, far.
Yeah.
I don't even know the amount of miles.
Right.
2,500 miles maybe?
6 hours by plane.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,000 miles maybe. By car.
Yeah, 3 days by car. Or 2
And
days.
she
Yeah,
grew
2
watermelons in the desert, that's what she did.
Really?
Somehow.
Somehow
We had a
what?
chicken coop.
She grew watermelons in the desert.
Upon
Oh,
we
wow.
had some
That was her thing.
goats, and then my dad was like, I wanna grow watermelons in the desert, and they
What?
grew.
Wow.
Yeah.
He did it.
You
He,
said
I
it.
remember him saying he had to put it like on a hill for some reason with the vines, the way that you grow watermelons, and it worked, and he watered them every day.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, and he would pay us to pick the worms off them, I guess they were kind of like caterpillars. And he'd give us like, depending on how big they were, he'd give us a penny or 5 cents per. And I had 3 sisters, so 4 of us would go out there, and it would happen really fast.
You're giving Scott some
Wow.
ideas. I'll give you 10 cents. I'll give you 10 cents a day.
You come
Scott, take
come
notes.
paint moringa and harvest moringa seeds.
How'd you like to work at a
5 cents
fluoride
a day.
factory?
That's kinda cool.
Yeah, so,
Interesting.
yeah.
Have you, have you guys seen people who go in deserts and like change them back to?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, there's people that there's a guy in Africa who's done like 1 million hectares now of land,
Hectares.
like where they take a desert and
Yeah.
deserted area and
It's like an
reconstitute
acre.
it back to a living biosphere with
It's like 1 million
streams.
acres.
It changes the temperature
Oh,
in the atmosphere, it changes
Really?
everything. The
That's
ground
neat.
starts holding water again and it starts trickling streams through it and big trees start growing again.
How did they begin? Like, where would you start?
They start with planting certain plants that will bite through the hardened ground with their roots, like certain types of weeds and grasses that have like 5-foot roots, and they just go through the clay and they pull moisture up from underneath, and then other plants come and get to that water that's wicked up through the roots, and so everything starts growing, and then animals start coming and eating it.
Oh, my.
And the
Interesting.
animals eat it and poop on it, and fertilize it, and dig on the ground, and it takes about 2 years once they do that.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
know. It's very interesting if you look at that. I can't remember the guy's name. If you just Googled like healing hectares of desert or something like that, would come up.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, and the guy that did it, that I heard lecture on TED Talk, he started out thinking he needed to kill elephants.
Oh, my goodness.
He thought elephants were like ruining the land or something, so he killed like 3,000 elephants. Thinking he was helping, somehow he lost his mind. And then he felt really horrible about it, so then now he's really on fire for healing the land.
Interesting.
And helping it. So.
Have you heard those stories too on YouTube where there's people that have like a quarter acre and they're making so much food that it feeds like their entire family and they have food to sell?
In the desert?
Well, just anywhere. There's ways
Yeah.
to do it where
Oh, yeah,
you grow this with this and grow this and you grow. It's a small little piece of land and you just do.
Yeah, there's so many people doing that now, and it's so
Yeah.
smart because
Yeah.
I mean, if you eat organic, it's like $1,200 a month to feed people. If you're eating meat and all that.
You gotta go to that girl's place in Jupiter Farms to get the tours.
Let's go. Let's go.
I think she has, it's either, I think it's 2 acres.
Let me know.
Doesn't do any irrigation.
Let me know if you're going to go.
Yeah, I'd like to be part of that too. That'd be
I'll let you pick me up, Scott.
I think it's on
I'll let you
Sundays.
give me a ride.
Yeah.
I think it's on Sundays.
I'll give you 10 cents. Caterpillar.
What are you doing? What are you trying to do?
Scott's telling me about someone who has a tour of her yard or something like that.
She feeds her whole family in that yard. I mean, they still grocery shop some, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult to get off there.
Yeah, in Florida you can grow food